Okay, and welcome back to the only program that has a never-ending abyss of submenus that no one fully understands, ArcGIS Desktop. Today we're going to make a map from start to finish. We're going to do everything from drawing the shapes to presenting it in a nice format. What I decided I wanted to do for this lesson was I want to map all these islands we're looking at. I want to map where they are, I want to map their area, and I want to map the water. So what that entails is just drawing a lot of shapes. Very manual, very tedious, very finger clicky work, but we're going to get into it. So the first thing you want to do is go to your catalog. If you don't remember how to connect to a folder, you just right click connect to a folder and find the place you want to put your files, but I already have one here called Islands. So I'm going to go ahead and just add a new shapefile. And this is going to be a bunch of shapes, so I want polygon, and I'm going to call this Island Water. Unknown coordinate system. Yeah, I don't like that, so I'm just going to pick my favorite. And it doesn't like my coordinate system with my base map, but for purposes right now, whatever, it's fine. Won't make a difference. So I'll just click close. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create another folder, another shapefile for a study area. Let's call this one study area. And that's now the polygon. And sure, why not? We'll just use these coordinates. Okay. Then first thing I want to do is start editing the study area, just so I get an idea of what I actually want to look at. It's going to give you this error if your reference frame isn't the same. So, here we'll just click stop editing. Go over to layers, right click, properties, and just so it leaves us alone, let's go to our favorites. Yes, I want to proceed. It's going to be very angry with me. Yes, I want to use that coordinate system. Awesome. Okay, let's try that again. There we go, no problems. So click our create features, make sure we click the study area, rectangle, and okay, that was not the best rectangle, but we're gonna roll with it. Save that. Stop editing. Let me get rid of this green. Just make it hollow. Increase the outline width. There we go. Can barely see that. Okay, you know what? Let's go up. 4. Oh, that's a little better. So now that we have our study area, we get to draw a lot of shapes. Okay, so before I get drawing, I want to think about what my goals are. So I don't want to just draw shapes. I want there to be data in the shapes I draw, or else it's just advanced coloring. And while that is fun, I don't plan on using a GIS to color. So I'm going to go over here to my future shapefile, and I'm going to go to open attribute tables. And right now, if I create a shape, it's not going to get any information. It's basically just going to start numbering them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that's great, but that's useless. So I'm going to add a field. And we'll do text. And this is just going to be description. No, too long. Okay. Script. And then I'm going to add another field. And I'm going to call this one area. And I'm going to leave it a short integer because I don't like decimals. And I'm going to do it again. I'm going to call this one perimeter, but we're not going to have enough space, so perim. And again, we'll keep it the short integer, precision 0, so there's no decimals. And then we're going to add another field of other, just in case we want to add something that we can't think of right now. Okay, so now we have a bunch of fields ready to go. So we'll close that, and we're going to start editing again. And now we're going to edit our island water shapefile. Go over here, make sure that's selected. Then we're going to go with polygon. And this is where the fun comes in. Not that fun. There we go. I am just going to click a whole bunch and do the outline of that shape. Okay, and then after I do that one, I want to go over here to the description. I want to put island, other. It's a nice island. Great. That's done. Now I'm going to go over here and get this one. Open this description up again. Island, small island. And then I'm just going to do this until I mess up like that. Hit Control Z and grab that little guy. Oh, move study area below over here on the table of contents. That way when you try to select something, it selects the right thing. Delete that, zoom in to get a better shape. And I guess as we zoom in, we get different imagery. Okay, that's fine. And then it breaks. This is the classic GIS experience you'd expect from ArcGIS Desktop. Okay, it has corrected itself, and we can continue on drawing these islands. Now, keen observer might notice I am doing a bad job at this, but that's okay, because that serves a purpose. So if I mess up a shape, I can fix it. Not all is lost. So we'll zoom in here, and there's a couple things we can do. We can click this Edit Vertices, and we can kind of click and drag these guys around to where we think they'd be better off, but that's kind of clunky. So we can also do this. We can click this Reshape tool. Select it, then click the Reshape. We just start chopping chunks off of it. Yeah, I did a terrible job doing this, so this is a good idea to redo it. Then just go back and click our regular one. And there, it just starts adding pieces to it. If you want to get real fancy, you can start clicking like the Arc tool. Click a couple of spots, and you can start to add some curves. It just depends on how nice you want to make it. But for our purposes, we're not trying to make it super nice right now. We're just trying to get a rough estimate of the area of these islands and the area of the water in the study area. So you know what, that's good. 3 islands. I made the study area way too big. That's going to take too long to do. So let's just go with these 3 and go to the next step. So the next thing I want to do is I want to map this water, but you'll notice it's going to be kind of hard to draw in between these islands. So I am going to use this awesome trace tool. Actually, I'm going to go over here and click this. And click the new polygon. And then I'm going to start tracing. Click. Then go straight down to this one and click trace again. And you'll want to click the edge of the shape you're trying to trace. Stop it where you want to stop the tracing. Go back to the straight line. So it'll snap to other shapes. And we'll snap to that one and click trace. And then trace like that and end it. And there we go. Now we have a shape inside the shape. I can go over here and put ocean, other, deep, ocean. Well, it's not really deep. Well, it's kind of deep. It's submarine deep. There. So now we got submarine deep ocean. We got a nice island, a small island, and then a nice island again. Awesome. Okay, so off camera, someone came in and drastically shrunk the study area and finished filling in all the shapes. So now we have ocean, which is submarine deep, and we have the ocean, which is now yacht deep. That's between the islands, and we have our islands that are nice and small. And while this seems insane, you'll see why I did this. So now we want to symbolize our shapes. So not there. So go over here, right click properties, and then go to symbology. Now over here off to the left where it says show single symbol, we don't like that. Categories, that's what we want. Unique values, because I gave everything its own fun category. So under value field, we have description, area, parim, other. Well, we could sort it by description and click add all values. Then we just have island, ocean, other island. Or we could go down to other, add those, and then we have, better description. So I'm gonna do that. So there we go. Now just by looking at the colors, you know that this outer area is your submarine deep ocean. You got your yacht deep ocean, you got your nice islands, and you got your small island. But you know what? Those colors suck. So let's find different colors. You just click on the color ramp here. And, well, whatever floats your boat on this. That's kind of awful to look at. What's this look like? Oh, that's not much better. Got some tans. Oh, no, that's bad color for the ocean. Here we go. Blue and gray. Well, you can also come over here and pick your own colors. I want this nice island to be sun yellow. Apply. Ah, there we go. Submarine deep. You are so deep. You're not black, but you're at least ultra blue. So apply that. There we go. That's starting to look better. Small island. I don't know. You're always filled with trees, so you can be green. So that's what you do if you don't like that. And then other, we can relabel this heading to something, and you'll see why, because this is going to go on a legend at the end. So we want to change our label to maybe description. That's fine. Okay, great. Now, next thing I want to do is I want to go back to this attribute table, and we're going to want to make sure we save our edits. And when you save an edit, it saves it to the individual shapefile and not the map. So like right now, this map's totally unsaved, and if my computer crashes, the map is gone. But since I saved these edits, this file is fine. I can always bring it back. I'll just lose the layout and everything. Okay, stop editing, and then go back into your attribute table. And this is where we added these little sections here. So we're going to right click the area, and we want to go to calculate geometry. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Don't warn me again. Okay. And this is pretty simple. It just has a drop-down menu. Area. Square meters. Yes. Okay. Wow, I really hated that. Let's fix that. Okay, so the issue on that was it was calculated based on our ID field for some reason. I don't know why. It usually does the FID. That's the ID of the shape that the program automatically puts in for you. but for some reason it was using this and they were all zeros, so it really hated that. So all I did was I just went in and gave them all individual numbers. Went to area, calculate geometry, area, Bob's your uncle. Same thing for perimeter. Field calculate. No, that's super advanced. Let's not get there yet. Let's do the easy ones. Perimeter. Okay. There you go. And remember to take notice of your units, because this version doesn't tell you what the units are in the box. So meters. Okay, so you can remember that. Then, well, that's calculated, so then we just click close. On to the next step. Okay, so let's imagine that I have more than 5 shapes here. I have 1,000 dots, or 1,000 shapes, or 1,000 of anything you want. It's not going to be an easy matter of finding exactly what you're looking for. So that's where you're going to want to use this selection by attribute tools. So I want to search, just imagine this was every island in this area, so I don't want to click on them one by one. So I want to search for, there, it's cheating. Let's search for areas greater than 20 million square meters and click on area again, less than 40 million square meters. And click apply, and there you go. It shows your selection. So then I can see that these 3 shapes, 1, 2, 3, those are the areas that meet my criteria. And we don't necessarily need that for right now, but that's just for anything else you might do. So I'll go ahead and click close, go up here. I want to clear the selected features, and we'll just end that there. And on to the next. Now we're going to get into the presentation part. This is often tedious and can take forever to get just right. So let's get into it. Let's go down here where my mouse is and click this very tiny little button called Layout View. And then there, we get a piece of paper. And that is really not what I want. So I'm going to change the layout. And yeah, I want this 8.5 by 11, but I want it landscape because we're making a map. So there we go, that changes that. And then I want this to take up the full section here. So just drag it out like that. And then I don't really need all this other stuff, so I'm gonna grab this hand. Make sure you grab the hand, because the hand moves stuff around inside that box we just set. If you do the arrow, then you're dragging it off the page. So yeah, make sure you use the hand. You can also click the zoom and zoom in. Now this definitely needs some effects because we can't even see the islands. So where's my effects? I already have it open. Okay, well, there. Something like that. That looks good. And then we're actually going to drag this over here into the corner and give ourselves some space for other things. And then I'm going to want to click properties here. I want to give my shapes labels. So right-click properties, go to labels, click labels, this features. We can label them all in the same way for right now, but label field. Let's go to other. And I cannot read that at all, so that needs to be a lot bigger. How about 14? That's better. Let's go to 16. There we go. Let's make it bold. There we go. Submarine deep, yacht deep, small island, nice island. Let's see what else we got here. Placement properties. Always horizontal. No. Let me get more imaginative than that. There we go. See, now the small island one is in line with the overall direction of the shape. And when you have a lot of weird shapes, especially long things, like if you're drawing over a river, you're going to want to make sure that you know, the title doesn't, the label doesn't go outside of its own thing. Like here, watch this. We make them really big, we can see, oh, those labels are outside. And if we go only place inside the polygon, oh, we lose a couple. So let's undo that. But for whatever reason, you might want to do that. So there we go. We got some nice labels going. We'll click OK. And we want to add, you know, just kind of the normal stuff. North arrow. I like Esri North 3, but you can pick whatever you want. Just so everyone gets a good sense of where your map's going. Go back to Insert, Scale Bar. Yeah, again, you have a lot of choices. We can just do alternating scale bar. 3, stretch it out, make it smaller. Miles, I don't think people use a lot of miles anymore. So number, marks, frequency. There we go. Scale in units, miles. Meters, kilometers, inches, feet. Oh, inches would be interesting. Okay. I like this. What do we have here? 640,000 inches on our scale bar. This is good. This is good. I'm keeping this. I mean, just for practice, I mean, you would just do kilometers, but you know, look, that's great. I like the inches. It's my video, so I'm gonna have fun. And we're gonna do that. Let's see the order of things. That looks fine. Might want to get rid of this attribution down here. You can't see it because it's kind of crappy quality, but that's like metadata giving Esri credit for the map that you're having. They don't want people running around stealing credit for things, so they like to, you know, cram that in there whenever they can. Dynamic text, service layer credits, right there. I guess technically, you know, some people want you to have these, but if you don't want it, order, well, you can just go all the way to the back, and it's gone. Great. Now we insert our legend. Well, legend's where things get really annoying. This is the abyss of submenus, and you don't always know what they do. And you just kind of gotta mess with it forever. With legend items, well, see, I just want my island water here. All right. Oh, legend. You don't need a legend title that says it's a legend. So we'll just leave that blank for now. Border. I don't know. Border's good. People usually use gray. You put a drop shadow if you want to be super cool. Probably don't need to. Okay, there we go. That doesn't look good. So now we got to fix this. So we're gonna go in here, and this is the abyss. Okay. What do I want to do here? Style? Yes, style. Okay, let's try just the layer name and description. Let's move this aside, see if that does anything. Nope. Not quite where we wanted to go with that. Layer name and label. Better. Okay, much better. But now it's still still not great with this all other values thing. So we got to get rid of that. So we got to go back over to our layer here. Go to symbology, and we got to uncheck this. There are no other values, and I definitely don't want you in my key. So there, gone. Then island water. Okay, that's probably not the best. You could just rename it legend, or whatever you want, really. Key. There. That's about as general as we can get there. And one last thing that you want is a title. What title would you like to give your map? Geographic features in the Puget Sound. Washington and BC. We might have crossed into Canada. I'm not exactly sure, but I know we're right on the line. So I'm gonna credit British Columbia here. And then great, can't see that. So back into editing. Change symbol. Well, this is a title, so it needs to be big. It needs to be bold. Apply. Too big. Okay. Trial and error here. There, that's better. Now let's see if we can't give this a back shadow so we can actually see it through the text. Okay, so I kind of got lost there. It still happens to me. But yeah, to give this thing a background, change symbol, edit symbol. I don't know how many menus we're in now. This is like a fourth one. Format text, general, advanced text. Text background. There we go. Oh, we can even go further. Text properties. Call out buttons. No, I just shouldn't touch these. Okay, so now we will have a wonderful, poorly colored title. But at least you can see it. And if you mess around with it, you can change the colors and all sorts of things. So hopefully that's enough to get you through. Okay, one last thing. If you're terrible at typing like me and you typed in the Puget Sound, this is how you change that. You just double click it, and in this dynamic type text thing, yeah, whatever, you just type in what you really want to say. There you go. If this goes viral, I'll never be allowed back there for calling it the Puget Sound. But that's all I got for this episode of Tales from the GIS. Upcoming episodes, we'll start getting into rasters and raster calculations and maybe doing a little bit of math if you like that sort of stuff. And let me know what you need in the comments below, and I'll see if I can get it for you. Thanks for watching.